previous week. To come out and probably play our best game of the season was great. I mean, we just got to try to find some consistency and have that kind of performance on a week in, week out basis.
Were you surprised, or did you see that in practice?
No, I mean, I thought we had a good week of practice, but we've had other good weeks of practice and haven't performed at that level on game day.
Riley Sharp, can you talk about his performance and how far he's come?
Yeah, he's done an awesome job. Obviously, he's a unique story in the sense that joined our team last year after coming off a 2-year mission, hadn't played football, in almost 3 years, and was able to redshirt last year and go through spring ball, and just he was getting back acclimated to playing football again. And obviously, he's very smart, intelligent. He was able to learn both outside linebacker positions, and then when we had some of the injuries, knew early on that he's probably going to get pressed into duty, and he's done a great job of mastering the playbook and putting himself in position, and he's just been a sponge out there trying to learn as much as he can and trying to see him develop. And it was awesome to see him go out there and make his first start and have the kind of performance that he did.
How big has Hamilcar been over the course of this year? Obviously, he's got the big national statistics and tackles for loss and sacks, leads the Pac-12 in both categories, and even with guys like Tago and Addison out with injury, I mean, how much has he stepped up in that role of being the preeminent pass rusher for this team?
Yeah, no, certainly. I felt like Ham could be that guy. I felt that way in spring, that if he plays at the level that he's capable of, he could be a dominant player in our conference, and it's been great to see that come to realization this fall. And so when we need guys like that, we need guys that have that ability and then go out there and put it out there on tape on Saturdays.
Is it nice to have this bye week in a way? I know that there's the desire to kind of keep the momentum and the rhythm going after a win like this, but is it also nice maybe in the middle of the Pac-12 season to get a break for guys and give people breathers and maybe get some guys room to come back from injury?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this bye right now is at a good time for us to try to get some guys healthy. We got guys that are playing and trying to gut through things that are banged up and bruised up in this extra week. I think we'll hopefully get them over the hump and get them back.
What do you think of Khalil Tate's abilities, and what problems is it going to present for you guys?
Well, yeah, we haven't done a ton of stuff on Arizona, but certainly I know what he's capable of. He's an elite level athlete who can hurt you with his arm. He can throw it a mile, and then he can certainly hurt you with his feet. And so a lot like NFL teams have trouble with Lamar Jackson, teams have trouble with Khalil.
Tim, just continuing on Riley Sharp a little bit, how much of an advantage is it when you guys had those injuries to be able to turn to a guy that's 21 years old, almost 22 this next couple weeks, who maybe doesn't have all the in-game experience but is mature and can handle everything you guys are going to throw at him?
Yeah, I don't know if it's his age or it's just who Riley is. He certainly is a mature young man, and and like I said, I mentioned earlier, he's intelligent and able to pick up the playbook, and he's one of those guys, he makes a mistake, you tell him once how to correct it, and then it doesn't happen again, and you love that as a coach. And it's just really, it's been building the muscle memory so that way he can play instinctively and not have to think and process out there, and that's taken a little bit of time, as it always does, but to see him go out there and play like he did on Saturday was awesome for our football team.
How big is a win like this against Cal after what happened against Utah? There's the discussion that progress is not linear and that there's goods and bads and peaks and valleys. I mean, for recruits that you're pitching a vision to, and for guys who are pitching a vision to here to say stay the course, things will get better. How big was a win like that, and just a performance like that from your defense?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, it was, like I said, I think it was our best performance since I've been here on defense, and have those guys have that kind of success out there, I hope reinforces for them how good we can become. And at the same time, it's one game. We're still the same team that gave up 52 points to Utah, and we got to come out and perform better on a weekly basis against some of the top teams in our conference. And but it certainly, I think, gives our guys an insight of this is what we can do and what we can be, and hopefully also for recruits.
Where do you think that inconsistency falls? Is that just an execution on a consistent basis? Is that just the way game plan and game flow kind of is against different athletes?
Boy, if you can find the answer to that, you can make a lot of money, because there's a lot of NFL coaches and guys been coaching for their whole careers still trying to find out how to eliminate inconsistency. But, some of that comes from dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds and, what's going on. But, that's what the great teams are able to do, is they're able to perform consistently, on a weekly basis.
How nice was it to have David back there in the secondary, and what did he bring for you guys last game?
Yeah, he played a lot this game. It's kind of for the first time where I think he's finally starting to feel comfortable out there. And, just because even though he's been back from the injury, he hasn't been able to fully practice all the time, even though he's been able to play some. And so to get a full week of practice with him and stuff like that and see him go out there and then play at a high level, and so hopefully that's just scratching the surface. I expect him to continue to improve and get better the more he plays.
How much did you see, like, areas where you could show him that growth? I know everyone, but I mean, now that you got a lot of tape kind of on him in a game situation, were you able to kind of show a little bit more there? You guys work that much yet? I know it's a bye this week, but just so he can see that and
yeah, I mean that's what we're doing every single week. Obviously, I mean we watch film and grade everything. I mean we film every rep in practice, every drill, a rep that they get, and everything like that. You're constantly trying to show the guys on tape what it is that they can do better so they can perform and have more success out there. And so we did the same thing with the game, just like a normal week. And I mean we treat every week's the same, whether it's a game like Utah or a game like Cal. We're going to come out and treat it the same, and we're going to coach them the same and try to improve from that previous game.
So you don't envy those AFC North defensive coordinators trying to stop Lamar?
No, I don't. Not at all.